Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about a video, that's what I was working on for it was, I think, in March of this year, of 2024. They took videos, they took pictures of me at the hospital. Remember I tell you about that?
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see me in a video
Okay.
someday.
Okay.
someday. Someday
Well,
soon.
I was thinking it'd be nice to have a nice user-friendly video of the Sisters of the Humility of Mary. And it started out, well, you just heard it. Okay. That was the voice was mine. Okay. I just took the text and had narrated. But
I think
I want to continue on with that at some point. But that isn't going to stop us from talking about what we know about it. I had put out a special topic. I said the history and legacy of the Sisters of the Humility of Mary and Villa Maria. Consider the following questions. How have the Sisters of the Humility of Mary contributed to the local community in Villa Maria, PA, and beyond? Sister, you want to say anything about that?
I was just going to answer your question about how we have contributed, and I was going to say we had 3 hospitals: St. Joseph in Lorraine, St. Joseph in Warren, and St. Elizabeth in Youngstown. And then we had many schools in the Cleveland diocese, but to the beginning, and finally it was we made into the Youngstown. A diocese was made in 1948, and so there were plenty of schools. We called them school sisters. They were like a division of. Some of us were in the hospital healthcare ministry, and some of us were in the educational ministry. But we were all one community, but it was 2 different, um, 2 different divisions, I should say, and it was all different. The sisters that were in the hospital work had to had to have their retreat at a certain time. And in those years, there were like 800 sisters, um, and so some were in. Some became practical nurses, some became registered nurses, and some became um, administrators of hospitals. And then most of the Sisters of the Humility of Mary from the Youngstown diocese were teachers in the parishes, parochials. And then gradually we became high school teachers too. And the Magnificat High School in Cleveland is still going strong, teaching young women, and many of our sisters had taught there. And even though we're not actually doing the teaching, we are involved on the boards and committees of the boards of these hospitals. St. Joseph, we just talked about that a couple of months ago when you had the 100th anniversary of St. Joseph in Warren.
Yes, we
And
did. We talked about that. That's right.
the hospital in Lorraine is sort of in the background because it's so far away, but it's still going strong. It's still part of Mercy Health. It's in Lorraine, Ohio. It's called Mercy Health Lorraine. And many of our sisters were nurses up there. And I worked in their pharmacy for a couple years, Christmas and vacation and summer vacation. When I was a student at Duquesne, during the summer, I worked at Lorraine. And so that's all in the history, all in the legacy that we leave behind.
Okay. The next question you kind of led into it. What significant events, milestones, or challenges have shaped the congregation history and mission? You talked about the 100th anniversary of St. Joseph, but it's the 150th anniversary of the Sisters of Humility and Mary, right? Was it
Well,
the
now it's 170. We're in the year, we're celebrating all year 170. We didn't make too much of it because there was so much going on,
Oh, okay.
but it's the 170th.
Wow. Okay. Well, that would all be in the history. I just don't I can't hold on to the dates. I have to look it up. But yeah, 170 years is quite significant. And to think that Sister Madeline and Father Bagel, he's easy for me to remember because his name's Bagel. Anyway, they started it. Yeah, I think that I will forget that name. And then
Oh,
they did
his
make a video.
anniversary
They
is
talked about Vatican II as being. Oh, I wanted to say one thing that I learned was that your order used to be called the Holy Humility of Mary, and they dropped the name. They dropped the part about holy because I guess they felt they used to say that you need holy in front of every virtue. So, but I guess later on they figured out holy was kind of redundant. But did
correct.
you
That's correct.
remember that when they changed the name?
That's correct. We changed it. We were HHMs for a long time, and now we're HSHMs.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting to read about that. So how have the sisters adapted to changing times and needs?
Well,
We
that
kind
we have to leave that to the good Lord, whatever
of,
we
okay.
whatever we leave for our legacy. That's up to a future. The future, my God's will be done, and that's all. We can't predict. Nobody can predict the future, but we're working on.
Well, your biographer will have something to say about that, I guess. Okay, so I know what you've done. I think Cindy knows what you guys have done, and Linda knows what you've done.
They'll be passed on in
Yeah.
videos. It's
Yeah.
really going to be wonderful. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Well, can you find out when it's going to be released or posted or whatever? I'd be very interested in hearing about that.
Oh, there'll be some communication, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right now, we have a website. Don't you probably already saw most of our website on your Facebook page, right?
Yeah, I just used it, the history part in the little video you just saw.
There were three.
It goes on in great detail. It's quite a scholarly work. After a while, I thought, well, it's got to be boiled down some. It's just too much, I think, for a video. But I'll work on it. It's all good. For some other orders, like I saw a video for the Ursuline sisters. I'm sure you're going to have something like that comes out.
Their sons are celebrating their anniversary right now, and they're having a big fundraiser trying to get money for the future mission ministry. There's so few of them left. It's hard for them to get enough money to continue, but they're going to make it. I'm sure they're going to make it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know they were in trouble,
Yeah.
but if they are, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to. Oh, well, the main thing is, well, you saw in that opening video how the numbers sisters have declined over the years, right? You want to say anything about that? And how there a lot of immigrant are becoming sisters and not so many native born. Did you want to say anything about that?
Not right, not, no, all,
Okay.
just that we're all coming the close to 80s and 90s. And so this, that we're all getting the close to the 90 mark. We'll be having another jubilee, and you'll see that the age of the jubilarians is all in their 80s and 90s.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I think that was, you touched on just about everything there. This was intended to be kind of an open discussion. If Linda or Cindy wants to say anything about any of these topics.
I just would like to say, sister, I was trying to say it, and I didn't realize I was muted. But I think that the sisters and you know, you have
There's
a
my
lot.
house.
You have you have a good website and a good Facebook page and several good magazines. And I think that everyone that works on those is doing a great job. So, you tell them, and I got a nice letter from that, development manager. And anyway, I'm very impressed with the people that are there. So they do a good job.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. With VMESC is really improving right now because we had to close down everything after the pandemic, and it was slowly uh, starting to have weekend retreats, and now they're back into the large long retreats and overnight retreats, weekend retreats. It's really blooming right now. The Ministry of Villa Maria Education and Spirituality Center, VMESC, and that's really what is coming back since the pandemic. We had to close down, but now it's coming back. Right now, a retreat started yesterday, and it's over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, closing on Sunday. And that's only one of several examples of what is being done. And we're getting good spiritual directors and a lot of good retreat directors.
Yeah, I've seen some of those retreats. Linda, I don't know if you would be interested, sometime maybe we could find one that,
Sure.
we wanted to go to and stay overnight down there.
Yeah,
They have,
keep me updated on what you find. I'd be interested in looking at it.